everybody, I'm Anna,
And I'm Mike.
and today we are chilling. Today we're talking about random topics, and you're welcome to hang out with us and let us know anything like your opinions. If you agree with us, if you have any questions, any comments. So let's get to it.
Yeah, let us know if the ring light that we finally turned on and have only just used for the tripod lately makes me look more pale than I already am.
It's the Irish in you.
This is true.
Yeah.
And the Michigan.
And Michigan. Oh, the Canadian in you, yeah.
Canadian.
If you whisper, they can't hear you.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we were gonna start with really interesting, really hot topic right now, which is the movie It Ends With Us. Because we caved and we watched it.
We did watch it last night, so it's still pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have forgotten most of it by now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a knock on the movie. That's just me.
Yeah. So what do you think about it?
I would say overall, it's good. Which I was surprised because I had lower expectations, especially with the drama surrounding it. Like, I thought maybe some of it was a little bit of marketing. Plus, I don't know, like if there's a lot of drama around a movie with lawsuits and stuff, like it just kind of makes my eyes roll, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
do I really want to invest the time in this crap type of thing? But I was pleasantly surprised. I was very confused at some points through the movie because I know it's about DV, and I didn't see it like throughout the movie in a way where I thought it would be, I guess, more violent.
I'm sorry, I have to stop you. Because if we're gonna talk about it, we have to give trigger warning.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so like trigger warning, DV, SE, SA, potential SA, anything, you know it ends with
violence.
us. Yeah, you know it ends with us. You know the triggers that you might have to it. So if you have any of those, be aware and warned that we are gonna talk about some of it. So sorry, you can continue now.
No, you're good. It was a good point. Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't read the book. I went in knowing nothing. I don't know really anything about Justin Baldoni. I know very little about Blake Lively, so I had very little invested or like as far as sides go or anything. And I hadn't really seen any of Justin Baldoni's movies either, so I didn't know like really what to expect at all. But I thought it was going to be more like in your face kind of violent, I guess.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was more like eye-opening into the fact of how things can get covered up.
Yeah.
And make it seem normal.
Let's keep it like, because like I feel like you're just doing your own review. Let's just a little bit. I feel like you're just going in deep in everything.
Oh no, this is just like the overall.
Oh, that's the overall.
Yeah, my opinion.
That's the overall. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a big overall.
Yeah. So slow your roll.
Okay,
Give me my time to shine.
Please shine. Especially with the ring light now.
Yeah.
You can shine.
Yeah. So I was.
You were talking about the fact that you expected TV to be more in your face.
Yeah, and it wasn't. So there was a point in the movie because it was a little like slow, I guess, where I was like, when does it start? But it all ties together like at the end.
I think it ties together kind of halfway through, actually.
I think, yeah, you can start realizing some things a little more than halfway through. And then, yeah, it's all brought back type of movie.
Yeah.
And then you can see kind of what they were going for. And I was really surprised by that. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. Worth a watch and worth like bypassing the drama around it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. For me, it was I actually was really surprised. I I've seen Justin Baldoni in Jane the Virgin. It's actually how I met him. Like the first time I saw him was in Jane the Virgin. Um, and then um, oh wait, I'm gonna also say that I've known Blake Lively from Gossip Girl. I haven't watched anything else afterwards. I know she has this movie that I was gonna watch, but I never did. It was something like she's like immortal or something like that. I forgot. It's
I would have to look up her like filmography, honestly.
oh yeah, it's really short, so it would be really easy to find it. But oh I forgot. Anyway, you can look it up if you want.
Yep, I have to.
Okay, but yeah. In the meantime, I didn't watch anything of her afterwards. I watched her in Gossip Girl. I thought I liked her, you know. Um, but I did like Justin Baldoni. I didn't know much about him when I watched Jane the Virgin. It was just Jane the Virgin. Yes, the Age of Adeline. Adeline. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was in that.
Yeah, she was the main character. It was pretty big. I wanted to watch it, and I kept lying to myself I'm gonna watch it, but I never have had. But yeah, the damn, I was saying something then like that. Sidetrack. Um, yeah, I remember. Okay, I didn't know Justin Baldoni. I knew I saw him in Jane the Virgin and never heard of him before or afterwards. And then there was this movie during the pandemic that was like really huge, like really marketed, like the 6 feet apart, which you're gonna watch pretty soon.
I should have watched already.
And I watched it. I thought it was interesting, like the premise. It was a bad choice. It was bad choice. I Yeah, I cried so much. I had a panic attack. Like I couldn't really breathe well. But to be fair, I cry really easily. Like I see this cute puppy and I cry.
This one?
Or not though. Or I see there's a commercial for this brand of food for dogs, and has like the sob story about a dog, and this boy is telling the sob story basically like, oh, how could anyone like abandon such a cute puppy? You know, I guess his um, owner before was abducted by the aliens because that's the only way you could ever leave this amazing dog. And then at the end of the commercial says like adopt, don't buy, adopt, and that makes me cry. But anyway, yeah, it was a good movie. It wasn't like spectacular, but it was a good movie, and I was really interested. I looked into it to find out that he was the one, Justin Baldoni was the one who made the movie for this girl that died, and he had the chance to meet her. She had, because the movie it's about cystic fibrosis, and she had cystic fibrosis, and she really wanted to meet him, and they met, and he liked her so much that after she died, he made this video, and most of the profit went towards this organization for like people with cystic fibrosis, and to like for research about it, something like that. And I was like, dude, that's like
pretty cool.
that's insane. It's really cool. And yeah, then the movie it ends with us. I thought it was really good. I actually thought it was really, really good. I liked how they circled back to some things really subtly, really naturally.
Yeah, you can see the like artistry in it.
Yeah, yeah, it was a really good movie, but the drama behind it, Jesus Christ, that was. Yeah, you have any thoughts on it before I start rambling on
About the drama,
about anything?
one, I'm looking forward to like seeing other people's opinions on the
Yeah,
movie. Like we watch like Dylan. Like Dylan is in trouble,
yeah,
and I think that he, if he watches this, would have an interesting video with edits.
yeah.
Um, but
I don't know, because he's more like not known for taking things seriously.
yeah, but he does enjoy. I think.
Yeah, well, I think he would enjoy, but
That's what
I
I mean.
don't think I would enjoy him watching this. When it comes to like things that are really serious, he's like trying to find little things to make fun of or
True.
things like
I
that.
enjoy that.
I don't really, because I like to get caught up in the movie or in the story of it.
See, I already did that. with
Yeah,
this.
that's fair.
So now I can enjoy anything else about it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know if I would ever watch it again. Like I don't know if it's that type of movie where I don't know, I'll be recommending it for years, or like I'll have a day where I'm like, oh, let's watch a movie I've already seen. Like if it would be on a list like that, or if it's just kind of like I saw it, I'll remember it. It'll go back on the shelf and probably not be seen again.
I think that that's a big difference between us, because we watch different types of movies.
100%.
Obviously, this is like a little bit of like drama. It's a drama. That's what it is. And I think you have watched more dramas and thrillers and horror movies and action movies than I've ever had. So for me,
If I were to put money on that, I would say that's a safe bet.
yeah. So obviously for me, my standards are pretty low because I don't have a lot of things to compare them to.
Yeah, you're not a huge movie person, so I guess you're a whiff of like.
I am a big movie person. I just don't like to be disappointed, so I don't really watch a lot of new movies because I had a really bad trauma, and I don't want it to happen again.
I'm curious, but I don't want you to like throw it out on the internet.
No, because it's not actual drama, but it was a little bit. Trauma. But it was a little bit in that moment.
What movie hurt you?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
Oh,
with
no.
Johnny Depp.
I was just gonna say, you have to clarify
Johnny Depp.
because the original one is good.
My cousin, my dear cousin, I can't say she recommended it. No. She was like, oh my God, such a good movie, watch it, such a good movie. Yeah, she loved it.
Depp one?
She loved it. So I was like, fine, I was a late teenager, like 17-ish, around there. So I was like, fine, I'll watch it. And I literally cried after I watched it. I literally cried because I literally had that thing of, I literally am 2 hours closer to dying. And these 2 hours I literally wasted. Like I literally had that feeling of I literally wasted 2 hours watching something that I didn't enjoy. And you might ask, why did I continue to watch it without enjoying it? Don't seem like it, but I'm a big optimist. So the whole movie, I waited. I was
That's
like, come
fair.
on. Especially because my cousin recommended it and was like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, you have the recommendation too, so I
Yeah.
feel like you're like, well, I've got it. They saw something in this, I'll see something in it.
Yeah, so I was waiting for something to happen, and I was waiting, and as I was waiting, the movie ended. So that's why I seem like I'm not a big movie person, because that was, honestly, it sounds stupid, I'm aware, but it was actually traumatic for me, because it actually made me be like, dude, it doesn't matter what you do, it matters if you enjoy it or not. That's why when I spent like 5 hours on TikTok, I don't regret it, because I enjoyed what I watched. I learned something. I saw someone like talk about some, life events, some news, some funny, some jokes, some stuff, some cute babies, some cute dogs, But I enjoyed that. I don't see it as time that I wasted, but the 1 hour and 40 minutes or however long that movie was, I did not enjoy not 1 second. And that for me was really traumatic because it was literally as if I was tortured for 2 hours.
I don't want to knock your cousin, especially if she watches this,
Mm.
but I would like to know her opinion on why she liked that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I've seen both. I remember absolutely nothing from Johnny Depp's version,
It was so stupid.
but I remember most of the original version,
Yeah.
which I found much better than the remake.
Yeah. But
And I will never be able to get you to watch the original version, though.
no way. No way. I'm not. No. Mm-mm.
The acting was so good.
Yeah. No. This is not happening. But yeah. So that's why you might think I'm not a big movie person. I used to be. I actually used to be. But that happened, and I'm just afraid now. Like I honestly, when a new movie comes out, I have to wait for a lot of people to watch it. I'm waiting for people to watch it, for critics, for all the news and all the media, and then all the people around me or influencers or just people on TikTok. I'm just waiting to see all the opinions to kind of see if it's worth it, risking it or not.
But you also have to be interested in
Well, yeah,
the movie.
yeah, like the Joker. That was like the Joker with the Joaquin Phoenix. That I actually did not wait for that. I did not.
I didn't either.
I
Actually.
went to like the theater.
We could not go to the theater. They just released, if I remember correctly, because it was COVID. It released like directly to like on-demand services.
I don't remember what year it was released, but I know it was in the fall.
I still haven't seen part 2.
No,
And I've
I'm
heard
not
it's-
watching it.
I heard it's awful.
Yeah, I heard it's awful.
I will watch it.
No, I'm sorry. Me and musicals are like big no.
I have to know how bad it is.
I love music. I wanted to be a singer my whole life. I love movies because in the same amount of life, I also wanted to be an actress. It was like I'm obviously neither, but I love music and I love movies, but I don't like them together. It just feels weird.
Especially because the first one was not a musical.
Yeah.
You don't just change that
Yeah.
when you're making a sequel.
And people wanted a movie with Harley Quinn and Joker and their history since the dawn of time. Since I know that it became really a huge thing after Suicide Squad. People wanted a movie with just the two of them. And we had to wait through Birds of Prey. We had to wait through the first Joker with Joaquin. And then they announced the one with Harley Quinn, and everyone got excited.
Yeah, 'cause
and then you
everyone
give
wanted-
me Lady Gaga singing. I love Lady Gaga, but that's not what people want. You think of Joker, you don't think of musical.
They liked the first one and the way that the first movie was done.
Yeah,
So you follow the same formula.
yeah.
But it's funny because has Lady Gaga been in 2 movies or more?
I only know her in A Star Is Born and this, basically.
Which is funny because both of them are basically musicals.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one, Star Is Born, is a little less traditional musical, but
I
it's
was
about
gonna
music, so there
it's-
has to be singing.
So I wouldn't categorize A Star Is Born as musical because that the topic of the movie, what it circles around is the music. So
it would be weird if they didn't sing in it.
yeah, exactly. But also they don't just wake up in the morning. That sounded like that was not intentional. But it's not like they wake up in the morning and they go and like make coffee, and all of a sudden there's like no more coffee, and she starts singing about the fact that there's no more coffee.
The birds are chirping. They're landing on her shoulder.
Yeah, like that for me is a musical, when you just like all of a sudden the person is singing for no reason. Like that for me is musical. But we went way too far.
I was actually just gonna say, I was like, how did we get here?
We don't know. We never know. But yeah. Anything else you want to say about It Ends With Us before I start my whole thing?
It's worth the watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I would say, I don't think you'll regret
No.
watching it. I've watched a lot of movies.
But trigger warnings.
Yeah.
A lot.
obviously.
A lot of trigger warnings. Like SADV, toxic relationships, gaslighting, manipulation.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of movies across, like, pretty much every genre. And I'm pretty easy to please. But I can be very tough on movies that I don't like. This one, I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. Like,
Out of 10.
A 6?
Let's say like a high 6. So let's go
What
with
does it mean a high 6? It's
like a 6.7.
Ah,
So like it is definitely worth it.
I'll give it an 8.
8.
I think the story was good. The acting was good, mostly. We'll get there. And the way they did the whole thing, like in the beginning, is like they show you a little bit, but you don't register. You're just thinking, oh, it's part of the scene. You don't think much of it, and then they circle back.
I'll give it a
all
solid
the-
7, actually, for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little things, subtle things that you don't take into account, that you don't really care for until they put it in your face, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, I can see it. Yeah, okay. So that for me is like a good movie.
Yeah, it's too bad, like, I don't know, there's not like a discussion about like everyone here has seen it like alive.
Yeah.
To see, because I would have some questions for people.
Because it was the way it's written and the way it's filmed and the way everything connects is those type of movies are very enjoyable from that perspective, but also like the way they kind of do a little bit of a brain scramble for you
Mm-hmm.
and put it into a very realistic perspective on how these things happen and
Yeah.
how maybe some people get away with it. Just the way the excuses can go.
Yeah.
We'll leave it kind of broad. Was pretty well done.
Yeah. Excuses, manipulation, you know?
Yeah, because the manipulation was believable enough for me, like halfway through, to be like,
Yeah.
What's the
point? Like, this doesn't seem that bad.
I was thinking about the fact that we can't really say, but like what happens. But I feel like if you wanna watch someone talking about It Ends With Us, then you probably watched it. If you didn't, then there's gonna be some spoiler alerts now. But I actually, when that morning when he's making, what was he making? Fajitas.
no?
That's that Italian, like, focaccia.
Got you.
Anyway, he was making something in the oven, okay, and it's like burning in the oven, and he's like going in to like pull it out, and he hits her, because they show, in the movie, like in the scene, they show as if he grabs it with no oven mitts, nothing. He grabs the tray from the oven, and he like burns his hand, so he's like, that was his reaction, didn't want to hit her.
Like the, oh crap, like,
Yeah.
ow.
Yeah, but I did not buy it. Like, it was good. They were good to the point where it made me question a little bit, But my first thing in my head was, it didn't hit her by mistake. Like, I didn't, and it wasn't because I knew it was DV. It just, like, I don't know how to explain. Like, I've burnt myself a lot because I'm dumb. So, I never do this.
It depends on how hot it is for me. There's levels to my drawback.
No, my problem is, like, you don't go up. I'm always like, I go down.
Well, I go up. Because if I go down, then I burn myself.
No,
on the
like
open
down,
door.
but like sideways, but like I don't go like this. I don't know. I thought it was weird,
Well, she also apologized in that scene, like while it was burning, like a lot. Like she didn't want him to be angry.
Yeah.
Like before the actual like hitting. Like it seemed like she was over apologizing to the point where like she didn't want him to get angry.
No.
And maybe I'm looking for things that aren't there. But I don't know. I specifically remember that, and I was like, why are you apologizing so much? Like these things happen. Like sometimes you burn things. Maybe you're just that type of person where you apologize a lot. But now having seen it, you kind of.
She could have been though, because she was raised in a house where DV was normal.
And there would be a lot of probably over apologizing for things to keep the peace.
Exactly. So that's why, like, maybe that was just her, maybe. But yeah, they did a really good job. Oh, and the pushing down the stairs, I didn't buy that either. I saw him kind of pushing her, because there was no way. They did film everything. It's just maybe I'm more of a skeptic, and I don't trust people, because it makes sense. It makes sense. She got in front, like she was chasing him, and then she got in front of him, right in front of the stairs. Like it was him, the stairs, and her right in the middle.
Yeah, and he did. It looked like he was doing the turning, like the stop following me type of thing, and she
was like this, and it alluded to.
Yeah.
It could have.
I didn't buy that.
Accident.
Yeah, I didn't buy that. I kind of saw her. I saw him like kind of pushing her. Like, I don't know if it was in my head. I saw like I didn't believe him, so my brain just automatically did no, you pushed her. I remember that, and it wasn't like I didn't actually remember. I didn't see it, but I don't know. They did a good job though. They did a really good job. Because again, even though I saw those things, it did make me question, because he was the perfect narcissist person, basically the perfect toxic boyfriend, so to say, husband, because he becomes a husband, because he was so good and loving the rest of the time that
it's like the good times are good, the bad times are bad type of thing.
Yeah, but they weren't like, it wasn't blatantly obvious that it's bad, and that's why it was so confusing, because it was just like one thing, like he slapped her or pushed her down the stairs,
It wasn't like the thing, I guess I was more imagining where this dude gets, drunk.
Yeah,
and then
me too.
Flies off the handle type of thing, because that's how I thought it was, which is, my fault for not doing any research. But it wasn't. It was more probably what happens a little bit more often, I'm assuming, where it's easy to hide, easy to come up with an excuse for why you have a cut or a bruise type of thing.
Yeah.
I think that was a lot of the point, was that there was always an easy excuse for what happened.
Yeah. And it was always like convenient type of thing. Like it was conveniently enough, the stairs were behind you, and I was like trying to get away from you, and you slipped and fell. Or conveniently burned my hand, and you were right here, so when I went to like I had my reaction. I actually slapped you. Like it happened. Didn't happen.
Well, and it's interesting because things obviously like escalated. They got more and more violent, not less and less violent. Which I think is kind of, you know, why when she was going through more of the self-healing stage where she was kind of thinking about the relationship as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
like why it made sense to, you know, not stay together. Because it started, you know, oh my god, I burned my hand type of thing.
Yeah.
It went like this. Then it went to, hey, you fell downstairs,
Yeah,
which can be lethal.
but you fell down the stairs after we were having like a huge argument. I got really annoyed, like not Justin, Jesus, Ryle got really annoyed, really angry, and he was. To be fair, I'm gonna sound like a toxic little bish, but I actually don't blame him for the pushing down the stairs because he knows himself and he saw himself hurting her. So when he got angry and was pissed off, he wanted to leave. He was trying to get away from her. He was trying to get some
And he was
space
breaking
from her.
objects,
Yeah, he was breaking objects.
which is not great, but it's better than a person.
Yeah, exactly. So when he like got to his limit, he wanted to leave, to not be next to her. And she chased him and pushed him and was nagging, like, I'm sorry, like, come on, no, it's not. I would have slapped her. Honestly, I would have slapped her. And I'm not into DV at all. Cancelled. No, but for real, like, leave me alone. Like, we are
Some people
having
need their space. Like, I'm not sticking
Yeah.
up for like a person who does TV.
No.
But,
I'm
yeah,
not.
like in this, at least the way it was shown on film happening, like he was trying to
Get away.
like get away
Yeah.
and get out of the situation, and she was like following, and I think that probably would have been the best scenario to just be like, okay,
Yeah.
just stop. I mean, you would have been in a space where he's not in.
Yeah.
He would have been where else and cooled down. Now, you know, God knows what shape he would be in when he returned or how angry or whatever. But it still would have been better than someone who's already not in a good mood, that doesn't have a good history,
Yeah.
when they're in a bad mood, like chasing them down and continuing to aggravate them is probably also not the best idea.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But also, I really don't wanna. I am not excusing his behavior,
No, not
so
at
to
all.
say. No, I'm not. I was talking because I know you're not, obviously, but I was saying that I don't really blame him. I'm not excusing his behavior. What I'm saying is, I don't get the pushing down the stairs. That was like that she could have like
She could have died.
Yeah, she could have died. But I would have probably slapped her. I actually probably would have slapped her because I'm like, dude, I'm not okay. I think you're cheating on me and that you don't love me. So
And
I
I
need
have
some
enough
space.
proof as well
Yeah.
for like that to be a valid thought.
Exactly. So I need some space. Let me go somewhere, cool down. We'll talk about it when I get back. But you being nagging, you're like, no, come on, it's not how it looks like. Come on, no. Like people, I don't have a lot of tolerance with people who don't understand boundaries. People's boundaries. If someone is trying to get away from you or needs space or says no, then it's no. Because I don't want to sound like, it's going to sound bad, but just go with it. As in listen and then fucking canceled, I'm sorry. But you can't expect, like when Ryle says, leave me alone, I need space, is trying to get away from you, and you don't care about what he wants, and you're pushing yourself in his face, you can't expect him to have a different behavior towards you. Because then it was that moment where he tried to essay her,
Yeah.
which is not,
That was bad.
that was really bad. That was really bad. But if you think about it, not from the perspective of like the action itself, just like a action, if you think about it, it was the same thing. As in, she was trying to get away and she wanted something else. Like she didn't want to have S, you know, and he was like, no, we're doing it because he didn't care what she wanted, you know, and pushed himself onto her, which is what she did basically in the scene with the stairs. She didn't care what he wanted. She cared about what she wanted.
True, I think it's just
The action itself makes the difference, of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause one is a little bit worse on the scale of things.
Yeah, no, that I agree with. I'm just saying that basically none of them had respect for each other, for the other one, and what the other one wanted. They had no boundaries.
I would be curious to like read the book
Yeah,
to see how
honestly,
close
me too.
the book is to the movie, because it did get me interested, which I'm sure was a little bit of the point of making the movie.
Yeah.
But to see how close everything was, and I'm sure there are probably more details in the book
Yeah,
that complete the picture than there were in the movie.
yeah.
So I would probably read it.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I would too. But what about the drama?
I almost said what drama? One that just seems like an absolute nightmare of like each team just dragging each other
Yeah.
like in the worst way. It seems to be clearing up now because the initial like dragging of each other phase was pretty messy. Like I thought, but now it seems to kind of be more of like a normal lawsuit, like normal people do, where you're just really upset with the other
Because
side.
normal people just like sue each other, you know, just normal things.
Yeah, it's just an American thing, I guess.
Oh yeah.
So it is interesting because more, I guess, evidence, like actual evidence, is coming out more complete.
Receipts.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's more complete, and it seems like it's being less and less cherry picked.
Yeah.
But also the responses by each camp. Like one camp is 100% more. I would say Justin's. Like coming out with information
Yes.
faster, and they have a response quicker.
And they have not a response. They have receipts because when, like Blake Lively sued him, he didn't say anything about it. He sued back. Is what he did.
Yeah, which
basically.
yeah, but that initial
But
not saying anything was not good.
yeah, but he was basically gathering everything for his lawsuit. But the thing is that when he like filed the lawsuit and made it public, like all the evidence and screenshots and all that, she had a statement. I don't know if you know. Then she posted, I forgot where, Instagram something. That this is what happens when a woman talks about what like her abuser and like what happened to her. She gets silenced, or she like the man is flipping the narrative or something of the sorts. And I'm just like, wait.
Was that Instagram post or something like that?
Yeah. And I was like, wait, because you actually sued him, came with receipts, with screenshots that were actually half of the screenshot, half of the conversation. And then he came with the screenshots of the half she gave to the public, and then the rest of it, like, gave the context. And I'm like, how? How did he turn the narrative? How did he try
like
to...
actually you created the narrative.
Yeah.
if that was the full conversation, you left the context out, then the narrative didn't get flipped, it just got exposed.
Yeah, I honestly, personally think that she is the movie. She did some mistakes. She made some mistakes. Ryan Reynolds writing during the writer's strike was
Yeah,
bad.
that's not good.
Um, taking control of the creation of the movie, forcing yourself to be more important in the movie than just the main character, and forcing yourself on that, not cool. People found out about it. Then she did her whole marketing scheme, which was awful, awful. With bring get your florals and your girlfriends and like go watch the movie. No, ma'am, this is DV. This is SA. They're people. I've seen people that got offended. People that are survivors that got offended by the way she marketed the movie because
Yeah,
they were
I think
like,
we
"This
all
is
did.
not a rom-com."
No, there's a message to
Yeah.
this beyond like feel good type of thing. It's it takes some pretty heavy topics,
Yeah,
and you usually don't like, I don't know, go on a date night to that.
yeah. Or would you go with your florals? And then she started like uh, promoting her brand of mocktails with the
Yeah.
movie when as you were saying, most of the time the reason, not reason, but kind of DV is mostly the person like drinking the
Yeah,
alcohol
usually
is right there.
Drinking, overindulging in alcohol
Yeah,
and domestic violence usually go hand in hand. So I thought, I did go to school for marketing,
yeah,
and I thought it was a little tasteless to,
yes,
granted they're non-alcoholic, but still the connotation,
yeah.
like, is a little tasteless.
And especially because like they are mocktails and she is marketing them as like she's marketing them as you can drink them as they are, but she's also marketing them as a mix for your alcohol. So the alcohol word is not out of the business type
Yeah,
of thing.
and I just
That
like
was
no, I don't know, read the room type of thing.
bad. Yeah, yeah,
And then like I think the other thing she marketed was her flower business,
yeah,
and I'm like, okay, the main character owns a flower shop, then why not? If the main character still owns this flower shop, why not market her flower shop? Why market yours?
like the writer of the book.
Yeah.
You're saying, oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's how it is. Like I don't know if because I know that the writer of the book is not Lily.
Oh.
If she wrote the book, I forgot it was like her mom or her aunt or like someone in her family. I don't think she mentioned.
Oh, so there's a
that.
potential that the flower shop is not there anymore, type of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, you're promoting a movie about a heavy subject. Do not make it a marketing scheme.
Yeah, she
Like,
did.
for your own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, you don't do that. You don't see other high profile actors do that a
Yeah.
whole lot, unless, like, they made the movie and produced the movie themselves.
Yeah.
Which I guess, okay, technically she did. But you don't do it on, like, a.
But
I
you
don't
have
know.
to, again, as you said, read the room.
Yeah, like, you don't make a movie about, like, a recovering alcoholic and then
Yeah.
market your tequila brand.
Exactly what I was gonna say. Well, not exactly this example, but this is exactly what I wanted to say too. But also what she did when like they were invited to like some red carpets or stuff, and it happened for It Ends With Us to be kind of released around the same time with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And she was mostly like marketing Deadpool and Wolverine and talking about it a lot.
Yeah, she's like, oh, my husband's movie just came out. I was like, it's a Marvel movie. It will market itself.
Yeah, it's it was bad. It was bad. I have to say I picked my side. I'm on Justin Baldoni. I've been with Justin Baldoni since day one, since the moment she came out, and you're my witness.
Yeah,
The moment
that's
she
true.
came out with the thing, I said that's not true, and I don't believe that to be true. And as I've told you, when Justin made the 6 feet apart movie. 5 feet apart. Is it 5 or 6 feet apart? One of the two.
So many feet apart.
So many, yeah. Um, there are like 3 main characters. Anyway, the girl main character. Okay. So in his movie, there's this girl. That's the main character. In Jane the Virgin, there's a love triangle. It's him, Gina Rodriguez, and Brad something. Perret something. I don't know. Anyway, and this guy, Brad guy, his co-star from Jane the Virgin, the other guy, his long-term girlfriend is the girl who played in Justin Baldoni's movie as main character in the 5 feet apart. And
Or 6 feet apart.
or
We're
six,
unsure.
yeah. But I was like, if he would have this type of behavior, he wouldn't have this type of behavior like now. Like people would have known this would have happened before, at least a little bit, you know. And first of all, the cast from Jane the Virgin is still meeting. Like they recently had the 10-year anniversary meetup type of thing. Gina Rodriguez, like fairly recently, like in September or October of last year, was talking about how Justin Baldoni is like a brother to her, and they are so close since they filmed Jane the Virgin, um, and if he would have been kind of like that, you would have seen it, and his co-star wouldn't have sent his long-term girlfriend that he loved to play for this guy, this guy's movie, you know. Plus, it's just, you know, when you look at him and what he has done, and the way he talks in interviews, on his social media, on his podcast, like I get it, you know, people have a facade, but you can't do it forever and ever constantly.
There's a lot of things that just don't line up
Yeah,
with the accusations, I guess, from his
like
personality and things.
yeah,
But I don't know. From everything I've seen, all the evidence that's come out, like in the media that you can read yourself as well, like it kind of seems like an Arrhenius lawsuit. Arrhenius?
I don't know.
It seems like a lawsuit that's just not really founded on anything that's against him. But we'll see. Apparently, a court date was set for March of next year.
Oh, that's good. Next year?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, we'll see. I'm sure that more and more information will be coming out.
Yeah, they keep releasing videos and audio messages, and so yeah, we'll keep getting stuff. I honestly don't. Well,
There's a technical difficulty.
yeah, always. I don't believe. Like I honestly, personally, I think that she did a really, really, really bad job at marketing It Ends With Us. People got pissed off because a lot of people got pissed off of how she was marketing with the flowers and the.
Yeah, I would say the marketing was
So
not textbook.
I think that basically people got so pissed off, and she was freaking out because with each post she was posting, with each interview she was going to, she was digging herself deeper and deeper. So I think that it was like, what if I go against Justin? And that in that moment, I'm not gonna be the bad guy anymore. I'm a woman. People think this is the Me Too movement,
If
right?
this is a false accusation, this is bad.
This is really bad, and this
Like,
is
that's just discrediting to
it's
a lot of other women.
yeah, it's I can't even find words for this type of behavior. You know, I get you don't like your coworker, you know, because it's not about being an actor or an actress, you know. Everyone has had a job or has a job right now where they hate their coworker. I've had that. Not right now. I don't hate my coworker right now at the job that I'm kind of currently at. But in other jobs I've had, and you know what? I would never create false accusations. Ever. Never done that. Like, this is awful because not only you are,
It's slander, really.
it is slander, but you are messing up his whole, potentially messing up his whole career and image.
And his family.
And I was gonna say his family, he has a daughter. And that daughter goes to school.
Mm-hmm.
This is on the news everywhere. That's awful. I don't even want to think about it. And then it's also awful for the hundreds of thousands or the millions of women that are going through DV and SA and harassment and stalkers, like they've had that, or stuff like that, like bad things like that. They are not believed anymore,
Mm-hmm.
or not helped anymore, because there've been so many women that only thought of themselves, didn't think of the big picture, and they were like, oh, if I lie a little bit now, I can get what I want. Instead of thinking, if I do this, I will discredit and I will ruin that person. And then with me and another one and another one and another one, this whole thing will stop happening. People will stop filing complaints because
And there's already
nothing
not
will
enough filed.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a low number. And a low number that gets, researched. And, I mean, I feel like people just got to a point where they're more comfortable doing it
Yeah.
and speaking up.
Yeah.
And why would you want to ruin that progress?
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. I was gonna say I hope she's not lying about it, but honestly I don't see it.
She does remind me of, like, I don't know, this person who always got what they wanted.
Oh yeah.
She's apparently a Nepo baby.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because we were talking about nipple babies in the last video.
In a previous video, and I don't know, she seems a little spoiled to me.
Yeah, for sure she is.
And she's used to getting her way.
Yeah.
And she's not
a good actress. Because
Yeah.
I was saying in the beginning.
There were parts
There are parts.
that she did well in, but I wouldn't say she is consistent.
No, she is not consistent. Especially with the, I don't want to be mean with the,
No.
with the mouth, like constantly, like, that's just her. I saw her doing that in Gossip Girl, and obviously since I saw her only in Gossip Girl, I just thought, that's her character. No, that's just her. This is how she does. That's how she talks. That's how she exists, basically. And I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it. She's an awful actress. Like, she's not a good actress. She did have, because I did admit, the 2 scenes or 3 scenes, basically when stuff hits the fan, that's when she's a good actress, type of thing. Like in the movie, when things are really bad, that's when she actually can show you some emotion.
Yeah, but the day-to-day, like, interactions or the normal non-high or low emotions, the staying calm segments, she was not, there wasn't a lot of emotion or, like,
No, she's
getting to feel the character. Like, I don't think she has zero talent, like, or anything like
It's
that.
impossible. She's a nepo baby. She can have zero
Yeah.
talent.
Oh, sure you can. But yeah,
She's not. She doesn't
she's
have
not
that enough.
A-list. Yeah.
She's not. No, yo, she's not A-list. I don't know who, like, started saying that she's A-list, because now everywhere is saying, "Oh, the A-list actress." She's not A-list. Where, and when, and how? What did she do other than Gossip Girl and like The Age of Adeline? I don't think people know anything else other than those two. Mostly.
You do hear her name a lot, but you don't see her as like the main character in a lot of credits.
You hear her name a lot mostly because of Ryan Reynolds, honestly. And I was saying she's a bad actress, and you know what? She says it herself. With different words. But she said that she can't act unless she can relate to the character or something like that.
Oh, like unless she feels like it's close to like her.
Yeah.
Like
That's
her
not
actual, how she actually is.
Yeah, how she actually is. So like that's not acting. How is that acting? No. What Justin Baldoni did, that's literally acting. When you are a man who's trying to be more and more of a feminist, a person who is trying to a man who is trying to be the opposite of to be against toxic masculinity basically, and be a good human being, and that's who you are, and then you play this guy that is capable of DV and SA, that is acting.
It's funny because a lot of like people who can play the villain very well
in Hollywood. I mean, like the people that you see them and they're either always the villain or they just have that look.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are like the nicest people,
and they're just very good at like,
I don't know if they like flip a switch or like they let it all out, but they let it all out on camera.
Yeah, it could be.
But look, it is interesting, like, because that one, it must be tough.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird that the kind people seem to play villains very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's their dark fantasy.
Honestly, probably. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, like I forget who that actor is. He has like steely blue eyes.
like white hair. I thought he was on Desperate Housewives at one point.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yes, he was in Desperate Housewives.
He like won't kiss another actress.
Yeah, because he said that his lips are only for his wife.
Yeah.
And he
That was
plays
adorable.
a really, really good bad guy.
Yes.
But I've heard he's actually a very, very nice person.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was like, basically he wouldn't get jobs because he doesn't want to be like a love interest for the longest time. He wouldn't get jobs, movies, because of that. But
he's like a psychopathic bad guy though.
yeah, yes he is. Yeah, and yes he did play in the Desperate Housewife. He was really good. He was a really interesting character, and yes, he was like psychopath bad guy.
Yeah, because he plays like nice, and then I don't know, all of a sudden like he reveals this like world domination plan where he's like eliminated half of the planet already and feels nothing about it. You actually believe it. Like, blink, man.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how the whole lawsuit is gonna turn out. Too bad it's like taking forever.
I think there's a lot more evidence.
For sure. They're probably waiting to release it in court.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So the other side can prepare.
But it's just like I can only imagine the closer this gets and as it starts, like I feel like this is going to be pretty brutal and people are very like interested in it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be news coverage nonstop. But I think there's going to be a lot of mud thrown from both sides, so it'll be interesting to see who comes with the actual proof.
Yeah, but what I do love about Justin is that he never talked or said anything bad about Blake. He
That is
always
true.
had good things to say about her until she did the whole lawsuit, you know.
Well, even then, I haven't really heard him saying anything.
No, but he hasn't said anything about her basically. But before she like did the whole lawsuit, he was like talking really nicely about her. Then she filed the lawsuit, and then he stopped talking about her. But he never said anything
As
bad.
people do.
Yeah, but he never said anything bad, and even now, he's not saying anything bad. He's like, you know what? Here's a screenshot.
He's not saying anything bad publicly. But
Well,
I'm sure he wakes up, goes into the bathroom every morning, and screams at the mirror.
yeah, maybe.
When you're being sued for that much money, I feel like it's hard to not be angry.
Yeah, but he is suing for more money, I think.
Well, yeah.
Well, fair.
You
Yeah.
sue me, I'm going after you for a little bit more just for my inconvenience.
Which is fair, yeah. No, I hope he wins. I honestly hope he wins. This was not cool.
Yeah, it is looking like it's a frivolous lawsuit that started this.
And yeah.
There's just not a lot adding up. But hey, we'll see. And of course, you know, it's fun to watch TikTok on this because people flip sides like the moment new information comes out. So it is funny. I think everyone was Team Blake last week.
Yeah.
And now they're Team Justin.
Yeah, they're like little bees going from one celebrity to the other. It's funny. It's sad. Because it bothers me. Like, just don't make an opinion, you know? But I feel, have an opinion. Just don't voice it if you're not sure of it. I am voicing it because for myself, I'm sure of what I know. I said from the beginning, since she filed the lawsuit, I was 100% sure and still am that he did not do that. I don't think he was harassing her. I don't think that he made her uncomfortable with things we've seen videos
Yeah, a lot of the
her
footage does not look like an uncomfortable person.
Yeah, and I know.
And we know she can't act, so.
Yeah, I
She's
know
not faking it.
how he is. Like, I've seen, and ever since she filed the lawsuit, like ever since this whole drama, there have been 5,000 billion people that came out talking about how she's an awful person, that she's hard to work with. There was that interviewer that released the footage from the interview where Blake Lively, was really mean, like mean girl attitude to the interviewer. And everyone was just basically sharing their story, their bad stories with Blake Lively. And no one, not one person had a bad story about Justin. Everyone that came out was like, oh my God, I met Justin this one time. He was amazing. Or, oh my God, I worked with Justin and he was amazing. And like everyone had good things to say about him and bad things to say about her.
And when one person opens the door, like with something negative about someone, that's usually everybody else's opportunity to hop on the bus.
Exactly.
If they have a complaint.
Exactly.
We probably should let the people go.
We should let the people go. Go sleepy, it's late.
Thanks for beating around the bushes again with us.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
As always, if you can like, subscribe, comment your thoughts and opinions, whether you've seen the movie, you haven't.
Fight me.
Yeah.
Fight me. Tell me that Blake Lively is right. Come on.
Yeah. Fight us. Feel free. I mean, the internet is an open world.
Yeah.
For comments.
Yeah. Oh yes, it is.
You know, if you have any suggestions for us, you can comment that. If you've read the book,
oh yeah.
let us know if it's similar or not.
Yeah, let us know if there are like any details or like if it goes more in there, like if there are more scenes of DV or like little manipulations or stuff like that in the book. I think there might have been.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's got to be more little stuff that adds up that you just that you want to make a 10-hour telenovela.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't add in.
Yeah, but let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, and make sure to like and subscribe. I think I said that already, but
yes, you did. You just did.
Just make sure another person does now. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.